We've known for many years now that the Trump Organization isn't exactly great about paying their bills. Whether it's the tax bills that went unpaid because they just forgot about them in Chicago, or whether it's not paying contractors for work in Washington, D.C., or New York, or New Jersey, or Florida, they just don't like paying their bills. And one unpaid bill for $49,000, mind you, to the Loews Madison Hotel in Washington, D.C., could end up dooming Donald Trump's kids. So how, you're wondering, how do you get from a $49,000 unpaid hotel bill, that of course was eventually paid, and I'll get more to that in a moment, how does that hotel bill screw over Donald Trump's kids? Well, it all has to do with the Trump Inaugural Committee. A new report from the Daily Beast out this week explained the whole thing, so I'm going to do my best to break this down and make it as easy to understand as possible. Last November, a judge, a Superior Court Judge, Jose Lopez, who was overseeing the ongoing investigation / lawsuit into the Trump Organization / Trump Inaugural Committee over possible misuse of those charitable inaugural committee funds throughout the Trump Organization as part of the lawsuit. He told D.C. AG Karl Racine, nope, you cannot have this in here, Karl. You cannot get the Trump Organization for this. They were clearly not involved in any of it, so we're not letting the lawsuit against them move forward. The unpaid hotel bill comes into play now. Because prior to the inauguration, the Trump Organization booked rooms at the Loews Madison Hotel, $49,000 worth of rooms. The guests that were supposed to be staying there didn't show up, so they ended up not using the rooms. So they said, listen, we didn't use the rooms, we're not gonna pay. And the hotel said, yeah, but you booked them and that's the policy. You didn't cancel in time, so you still owe us for the rooms because we held them for you per your request. They ended up having to send it to collections. And then something weird happened when the bill was in collections. The debtor changed from the Trump Organization, who booked the rooms, to the Trump Inaugural Committee, again, which is a nonprofit entity. And so how did that suddenly happen? And of course, all of the documents all along the way, emails and all kinds of things, show that people within the Trump Organization, including Donald Trump Jr.'s executive assistant from the Trump Organization, were instrumental in booking the rooms and paying the debt. So people at the organization booked the rooms, they booked them under the Trump Organization name, and then of course used the Trump Inaugural Committee to pay the bill after putting it off long enough for collections agencies to start having to make those annoying phone calls. And because of that, Racine now says, look, Judge, we've got them dead to rights right here. These people from the organization booked the rooms, then they made the inaugural committee pay for the rooms. You can't tell me that the Trump Organization can't be a part of this lawsuit. Now, ultimately, that is going to have to be a decision that Judge Lopez is going to have to make. Racine, as far as we know, has not yet put this back in front of a judge, but all of this new evidence sure seems to point to the fact that the Trump Organization and the Trump Inaugural Committee were working hand in hand with the same people, almost interchangeable staffs at this point. One hand knew what the other one was doing, and the two should legally be considered inseparable, which of course creates a whole new level of liability for not just the organization, but for Junior, Eric, and Ivanka as well. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.